Hey there, my fellow minor league nerds, and welcome to our latest Minor League Nerd Shorts episode. This episode is about the San Juan Marlins, who we covered in our old Throwback Thursday Cap the Day series, making this our 9th expanded and recut version of that series. This episode will be a little bit different, as we have another guest presenter. This episode will be presented by fellow Curved Brim Media member Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Take it away, Ed.
What's up, everybody, you beautiful people? The Dad Hat here, giving you a little bit of history on baseball in Puerto Rico. Here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. The team played in the International League for only a month in 1961. But the history of the franchise can be traced back to 1902 and the Jersey City Skeeters. They would move many times over the years, leaving Jersey City for Newark in 1916, spending 4 seasons there. 1920 saw the first of 2 stints in Syracuse. First as the Stars, lasting from 1920 to 1927, returning to Jersey City in 1928 to once again play as the Skeeters, before returning to Syracuse in 1934 as the first incarnation of the Chiefs. There in Syracuse is where history of the Marlins begin. After 22 seasons in the Salt City, they were no longer drawing well enough and were affiliated with the Philadelphia Phillies. In December of 1955, they were sold to new owners, one of which was Sidney Solomon, which, by the way, he was a future founding owner of the St. Louis Blues. The team would be moved to Miami and renamed as the Marlins, staying affiliated with the Phillies. The team would later be sold to multi-millionaire Bill McDonald. At the beginning, the team was a hit. Unintended, that's right. Seeing them draw 288,582 in their first season, coming in second in attendance behind the Toronto Maple Leafs. Over the next 5 years, though, the shine wore off as the team played mediocre baseball, with attendance dropping every year, bottoming out in 1960 when they drew a league-low 109,899. McDonald would blame the lack of local radio deal for the team's attendance woes. He began shopping around to find new city for his team. He looked at Norfolk, Virginia, somewhere in Georgia. He walked a lot around Georgia, by the way. He really did. Most likely Savannah, and even at the possibility going back to Syracuse, before settling on San Juan, Puerto Rico, where he was able to secure a lucrative radio and TV deal. That guy, let me tell you. In November of 1960, at the International League winter meetings, the move to San Juan, Puerto Rico was approved. The belief was that moving the team to Puerto Rico will help strengthen the league, since the island was crazy about baseball. Drawing over 300,000 for an average of 4,000 per game seemed, pretty cool and pretty achievable. The team didn't waste any time signing local talent, as 3 Puerto Rican players were signed within 2 weeks of the announced move. A strong team with good talent would help them, get those attendance goals. But hey, not all were thrilled with the idea of the Marlins coming to Puerto Rico. Pedro Vázquez, el presidente of the Puerto Rican Winter League, was afraid the Marlins' arrival would destroy his league. He was determined to fight the move in court if necessary. Yeah, he lost. Before the move to San Juan was announced, the Marlins signed a new affiliation deal with the St. Louis Cardinals, who would stock the team with several top prospects, including 19-year-old catcher Tim McCarver, shortstop Dal Maxville, and pitcher Ray Washburn. Joe Schultz, who managed 3 different Cardinal farm teams in the previous 3 seasons, was hired to lead the team. He would later go on to manage the Seattle Pilots in their one and only season in 1969. The Marlins began the season on April 17th with a 4-2 victory over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, not the hockey team, the baseball team, in front of 6,627 fans at Sixto Escobar Stadium. Irán Bithorn, where they were expected to play starting in 1962, was still under construction. And by the way, the game had the unfortunate pleasure of taking place the same day as the start of the Bay of Pigs invasion. Look it up, not going over that. Attendance after that first night dropped. They drew an average of 1,524 through the first 11 games, 430 less than they would if they were still in Miami. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyways, listen, 2 weeks into the season, other clubs began to complain about the high travel costs to San Juan, and the International League demanded that McDonald return the team to the mainland. Bro, you're in the Caribbean, homie. Chill. He refused to consider a move, though the team did meet with Miami officials to discuss moving back to Miami Stadium. Eventually, it was agreed to give fans of San Juan one more chance with the upcoming homestand. Fans, though, didn't show up. There were complaints that tickets were too expensive for most fans. Also, they just happened to be affiliated with the Cardinals, who, by the way, weren't too popular on the island. I don't know. Crazy. If they were, affiliated with the, let's say, Pittsburgh Pirates, they may have drawn a little bit better. On May 18th, McDonald agreed to move the team again. But instead of returning to Miami like most expected or going to Montreal, who had just lost the Royals to Syracuse to become the second incarnation of the Chiefs, he decided to move to Charleston, West Virginia. The capital of the Mountain State had lost its AAA American Association team, the Charleston Senators, 5 months earlier when they folded. The city was so eager to get a pro team back that they gave McDonald a whopping $1 lease at Watt Powell Park and $75,000 radio deal. The team became the Charleston Marlins. It just rolls off the tongue so easily. Debuting on May 19th, 1961, falling to the Jersey City Jerseys 5-4 in 10 innings in front of 3,608 fans. The next night, however, they would get their first win in Charleston with a 8-3 victory over the Jerseys. The Marlins would finish in second place in the International League with an 88-66 record, being swept out of the playoffs by the eventual league champions, the Buffalo Bisons. Not long after the season ended, there were rumblings that the Marlins were going to once again move. Montreal or Atlanta looked like to be their destination. McDonald claimed the weather was an issue, but Charleston was also one of the smallest AAA markets. He decided to move the team to Atlanta, where they played as the Crackers for 4 seasons, before the Braves came to town from Milwaukee for the 1966 season. The Crackers were then moved to Richmond, Virginia, dude, for real, to become the Richmond Braves. Today, the team is known as the Gwinnett Stripers. The International League would never, ever again play in the Caribbean, which is sad. Yeah.
We can't disagree with you there, Ed. Well, my fellow minor league nerds, that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank Ed for agreeing to present this one. We hope to have more guest presenters in the future. If you haven't done so already, be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel or the podcast platform of your choice to be notified whenever a new episode is uploaded. And until next time, stay safe, and remember to never stop supporting minor league baseball and never stop learning about minor league baseball history.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Data Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick and Corey of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues. We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curve Brim Media at curvebremmedia.com.